We're going on a weenie hunt. 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 Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to BFD Movie Reviews.
We're going to see Nope.
What are we? We are the Britons from Detroit. So we're gonna go see Nope.
I'm finally in one of these now.
You say that we've only done one.
Yeah. Finally.
So you say that like we haven't been in
finally,
multiple.
I'm in the second one. There's
Chadwick
Ash.
Boseman and
Yeah, Ash is back there.
Yeah.
Nope, psych. I'm Ash. For those of you who don't know, this is Ash's glasses. Ow.
Nope.
But yeah, we're gonna go see Nope. I tell you what though, I'm excited for this one. I was a huge fan of Get Out, much like pretty much everyone from what I can tell.
Of both.
Has not seen.
I've not seen any Jordan Peele movies, so fresh
I
experience.
thought she was gonna say Jordan Peterson movies.
No.
see, here's the thing. You gotta get out. Here's the thing. You gotta get out. This is us.
I know a few people who are not a fan of Us. I am a fan of Us.
Who's not a fan of Us?
Okay, here's the thing. I understand why people aren't a fan of Us, but I think it's a good movie.
I think it's a great movie.
Yeah, I think it's just hard to get through all of the symbolism and everything. And on your first viewing, it can feel a little pretentious.
Yeah.
But it's really good.
It is.
It's a very dense film.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I like the style. I like the horror. Also, I want, what's his name? The dad's name?
Oh, shit. I don't
That
know.
guy. I want him to be my dad because he was cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he's also the Black Panther.
I know that the doppelganger's name was Abraham, I think.
I think
Or maybe I'm
we meant
thinking
the actor.
that wrong. Huh?
I think we were talking about the
I
actor.
could be wrong.
Point being, the reason we bring up those past movies, number one, well, that's just what you do. Number two, as I said in our last video like this, I don't watch trailers, or at least I try not to. I did see one for this, but I did the thing where I unplugged my brain from my memory core and forgot it.
As one does.
So, as one does.
Yeah.
So, I'm a big fan of Jordan Peele's movies so far. I don't think that he has missed. I don't think this movie is going to be a miss, but I have a feeling that this may be
Not as
his
good.
lowest one. Now, I think the movie's going to be good. It's going to be great, but just for the scope of, Jordan Peele, this may be the first.
Okay, so this is a gripe that I have with a lot of... Ow. A lot of... Stop. Because I know you got the ultra-wide thing on, and I know you're stretching my... Anywho, the problem that I have with, more modern movies is not necessarily even the director's fault or anything. It's just trailers and how they're edited. The first trailer I saw for this,
Oh, I know.
which was the teaser trailer, it was really interesting. I didn't know what was going on. It was just a lot of images, and it was really kind of interesting. But second trailer was cut in such a way that it looked like the most boring movie I've ever seen in my life. And so I'm afraid.
Good.
Yeah, that's what he wants you to be.
Yeah,
as a horror.
Yeah, he's a
that
horror.
checks out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm just worried it's not going to live up like Chris said. But hopefully I'm wrong.
Well, I have purposely stayed away from the trailers. I've only ever seen the very first teaser they came out with when they announced it, and then I just tried to avert my eyes whenever the trailer would come up. But I do have a theory. We all know that it's about
SpongeBob
aliens,
theory.
but I do have a theory of what the premise is, what the supernatural premise. I think that in this movie, Jordan Peele is trying to say that tornadoes are just aliens abducting shit. That's what I think is happening. in
Like
this
the
movie.
twist you're talking about, the reveal, I guess.
Yeah, because there's always this weird premise I think that's what this is. It's like, oh, it's a tornado. Oh no, it's
look at the rain.
aliens.
You can see the rain falling in the distance. Speaking of, oh my god, racist aliens.
So, I'm excited for this movie. I think it's very interesting having it set in, I think it's California, right? One of the promotion, I think it's California, because one of the promotional materials was basically that the main characters are the oldest horse, whatever, wranglers for movies in California. So I'm excited to see this vast desert, because this is not something you see very often anymore with these huge just open landscapes, because like, you know, people want to see things. They want things to be full and whatnot. So I'm interested to see how he utilizes that space to really capture what he's trying to go for.
Yeah, I second that.
Yeah.
So we'll pop back in when we are. Well, Claire, do you have anything? So we'll pop. Nope.
Get out.
Us.
We will pop.
Us.
We will pop back in when we get to the theater. Bye bye. Okay. So I totally forgot to get you guys in when we went to the theater. So here we are, and I'm just gonna capture my experience going to get the seats at Nope. All right, here we go, boys. Let's go. Excuse me. Oh my God.
You said only 19. Why is it that everybody else who's seen it is dead in your life? I've seen it too. Get away from me! How long between each victim's death?
None of them survived tornado. Did you forget to bring your Fujifilm camera?
Today's my 4th day. I am not 19.
Yeah. That's why I just have my actual camera.
Face it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nice try, Chris.
Get your ass.
They cannot see anything.
Yeah,
it's
I
just
know.
pitch black.
Yeah.
But here we are inside the movie. Hello! We forgot to do it. So now we're doing it. Goodbye. Ow. Ow. Can you see me?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're looking at, because I have my phone face backwards, and they're looking
I hate
at
when he
me.
does it that way. Oh, look at get the pretty sunset behind you.
Wow, look at that.
Oh,
Look,
Turn him towards the sun.
look, it's like we just, the Nope movie.
Whoa, don't look up.
Don't look up.
Hey. It's golden hour.
Let me.
$10.
Ah! $10 if you get that reference, because spoilers, that was a part of the movie. Is the guy,
the whole
is he a
time.
real cinematographer?
No, I don't know.
Anders Holst or something?
I don't know. Look that up for us. Comment below, and we'll give you acknowledgement next time I think about it.
So are we doing it right here, or are we waiting until we're in the car?
I mean, I will say, while I was watching the movie, I was like, you know what? This
Where?
movie.
Oh. That's what we just watched. Oh God, he's pulling me again. That's what we just watched.
No, wait.
That's what we just watched.
Stop. Put your hand down. Nope.
That's our intro.
I'm really tired.
Well, considering that you dipped right as soon as the movie was over. Movie's over!
Movie's over.
Yeah, he dipped. Credits rolled and he went,
I waited like a minute
and then left. So, what do you guys think?
Rate
Are we doing that, or are we doing it
Rate
to
it
the
on a
car?
scale of 1 to 10 as we walk to the car.
As we walk to the car.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna say. Okay, I'm in between 6.5 and 7. I'll go 6.5. I'll go 6.8. 6.8 out of 10.
That's pretty low.
6.8 out of 10.
WRX. You're too far away.
7 out of 10.
All right.
Middle above
concur.
average.
Huh?
I concur.
7?
Not having much of a
I'm gonna stick with my 6.8.
I was thinking like 7.5. That's what I say.
Yeah, we'll explain why on the.
We'll explain why we're in the car. Oh God! Oh good.
Same thing. Just make sure you guys speak up when we start, though.
Oh, I already started.
Oh.
We're back to give our reasons for
Thumbs up.
review. I can't see you.
You might need to turn the flash on.
Oh, can I do that?
Movie we just saw. It's a reaction.
Flash on.
Did you miss that part?
Maybe.
Wow. You missed that part.
I don't
What does the spice do?
$10.
Claire, I'm waiting on you to say
What?
what you thought.
Ash.
Ash, what did you think?
Ash, what did you
Who's
think?
Claire?
Okay, Ash, since this was your first Jordan Peele movie, what do you think about this Jordan Peele movie?
It's cool.
Okay. All right, Kyle. You look like you want to say something.
I was thinking the theme
Whoa.
was going to be present in the movie.
Yeah.
And it's
Nope. It's not.
yeah, nope, it wasn't. Well, I thought at first that it was going to be about recognition, because they bring up the whole thing about the black guy on the jockey for like the first motion picture. You don't know who he is, but you know the cinematographer's name, right? And I thought that was going to come into play because they get a world-renowned cinematographer to come shoot something, and you know they're the ones putting their lives on the line. You know, at least as far as we knew it originally. Specifically, oh God, what's the actor's name?
Daniel Kaluuya?
Yeah, specifically his character on the horse. I was like, oh, this is literally the exact same thing as the first motion picture. But that didn't really come back into play. And then the sister, who I would consider the secondary main character, considering when she was introduced into the film and how much she's been pushing the plot, the sister didn't have... Well, she was the one who had everything to do with the entire climax. And he didn't sacrifice his life like it seemed like it was going to happen to allow her to do that. It's just, it's weirdly muddled. But I will say, I did enjoy it. I thought it was a really good movie. I was pretty much on the edge of my seat the entire time, just like Chris was. But I mean, it was an interesting idea, and I really, really liked the build-up for it. It's the opposite of Thor. I loved the build-up, and I wasn't too crazy about the payoff.
Well, I would actually... I feel the reverse of that. I don't know. This movie very much was Jordan Peele's Green Knight. It wasn't bad,
That's our title.
but it was very boring up until the last 20 minutes. And I think the payoff as far as getting to, the big reveal at the end, that was really cool to me. And I will say, this is not... I stand by what I said before we watched the movie. I went in pretty much expecting this to be his worst movie so far. Narratively, yes. Visually, this is his best. Visually, this is his best film so far.
Well, it looks nice, but I think that's just the location.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard if you shoot something that's like a feature film that somebody competent behind the camera's there. If you shoot it out in the desert, it's just gonna look nice.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't necessarily say, oh, that's his best looking just because the location's nicer.
Well, the
in
wide
the
CGI shot was breathtaking.
Yeah, I mean, it looked nice, but again, like, in the creature stuff was fine, but at the end of the day, I'm just feeling lacking in the thematic element. Maybe I'm missing it.
Absolutely.
Maybe I'm missing it, but I don't see how the plot plays into the theme, and if the plot's not playing into the theme... Yeah.
It was his weakest story,
Yeah.
I would say. But the thing is, what pissed me off is that it opened, the very first shot of the film is insane. Like I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be amazing. This is gonna be awesome. And like the opening shot is a subplot that does not have any bearing on the story at all. and there's no real. I might have missed it, but like there's a subplot in the movie, and I don't really get the point of it, and they don't resolve it.
Well, okay, so go ahead, Chloe.
It's, I mean, essentially just another demonstration of like the rules with animals, sort of. Like that's kind of the whole, like how they figure out how to fight the thing is to understand its rules and its behavior.
Yeah.
Just like with the chimp and just like with the horses.
Mm.
Like there are things that set them off. And
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree. That was what I took it to be. Once I found out it was an animal, I was like, oh, okay, all of this animal stuff's making sense. And I was like, ooh, this will be really interesting for what the theme is. Because the chimp lost his shit, the horse lost his shit, because they were triggered in some way, and they wound up killing a bunch of people in the process, or hurting somebody, or like destroying something, hurting the guy's business. And I was like, so this will be the main character, because he doesn't seem like he's really able to take on this enterprise after his father dies. It seems like this is going to be the beast that he tames, and now all of a sudden he's able to take on his father's mantle, and that never came to play later. The entire opening of the movie, not the opening shot with spoiler alert, the chimp, Gonad or whatever his name was.
I forgot his name.
Gordy LaForge.
More like gory.
Not the not the opening shot, but the opening scene where, again, spoiler, his father dies from the alien thing. That doesn't have any wider bearing on the story. It does on the plot, but not on the story. And that's what's kind of frustrating about it, because Get Out was really, really good because it was subtle, but you understood the thematic story that was trying to be told. Us was a little bit more confusing, and I had to watch it like 2 or 3 times before I'm like, oh, okay, I'm starting to understand what it's saying here. I don't feel like there's something that I'm not quite getting. You know, it feels like there's just something isn't there.
I also don't know if it's the writing or the acting. I don't know. Something felt off about OJ, the main character. Like he just. I understand like the low energy was fine, but at certain points it just felt like it was dragging the film. I don't know.
I'd have to see specific instances. I don't know if I agree with that. Because I just thought he was just kind of a simple farmer, and that's just kind of how simple farmers act.
Yeah, he just. I mean, I understand like being nonchalant, but like some of his reactions just kind of took me out of it. I'm like, there's literally something over you that is about to kill you, and you look like you're about to fall asleep. I don't know. Oh no, you can take that part out.
No. Okay.
Here,
Chris, can you have? I got it.
I know.
So
Drive.
these guys have talked a lot about theme and stuff, which is fine, but it's also a film. Let's talk about that, the filmmaking elements. Number one, I love the way it looked. So for those of you who don't know, this was shot on a Panavision Panaflex Studio 65, which is a 65 millimeter camera. Okay, and I picked up on this right away. It looked like Kodak Gold, which is a what do you call it? A film grain. And guess what? It was. And I personally love Kodak Gold. It's got these super pale, vibrant blues, as well as these kind of dull and pastel browns, which I thought fit perfectly with this kind of Western vibe that it was going for, which I am interested in how the location plays a role into the film itself. I'm gonna have to watch this a couple more times to kind of nail down what it's about. I do agree with you guys though. It did feel like there was a bit of thematic shallowness, but I do feel like there's something there. This is definitely one that we're gonna have to watch a couple more times to really figure out what it's all about.
Now I say all this, but I really did enjoy the movie. Like I was gripped the entire film, and it was kind of hard for me to hear some of the things because my hearing is just awful. And they talk kind of fast, or Keke Palmer's character, she talked kind of fast a lot, and it was hard for me to hear what she was saying, and then I couldn't really understand the cinematographer because his voice was so gruff.
My hand's in the way.
I couldn't understand a lot of what he said either. So I may have missed some things there that would have just come up. Like when he left to go get the perfect shot, I thought he had gotten a shot and then he was leaving and he was taking it. And that's where I thought this story was going to happen, where he's the cinematographer that's well known and he gets the credit for the story even though they put their lives on the line. That's what I thought was happening, because I couldn't hear what the fuck he said to the other guy. It may be a Christopher Nolan, a Tenet kind of thing, where they were like, let's record all of our dialogue on location. I don't know, or maybe I'm just bad at hearing.
Kyle does not think you can get good sound on location.
You can.
You absolutely can.
No, you cannot.
You absolutely can.
I will stand firm on
You
that.
absolutely can.
No.
Because I have done it.
Nothing.
You absolutely can.
Nothing outside unless you have ideal, perfect conditions.
That's not true.
That is
That's
absolutely
not true. That is not true.
It is going to sound.
Kyle,
You get perfect audio, because you best not be talking about your practical.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm talking about Notorious 3. And I'll have you know that the only times we didn't get perfect audio was when we were outside right next to the road. AK, everything else was really good. So,
yeah, we're in the
and that was
middle-
on location.
Yeah, we're in the middle of a damn forest. Okay, there's no way for wind to hit you.
Oh, so it is possible.
I said in
Bingo!
ideal perfect
And those
conditions.
are not ideal perfect conditions.
Those are ideal perfect conditions.
No, they're not.
You basically have like 100 wind
What are you
bounces
talking
around you at
about?
any point.
Kyle's very
I will
pessimistic
say,
about these
I think
things.
this movie would have been a completely different experience if we were in a theater that had, really in-depth sound design. Sound speakers, because I feel like a lot went into the sound design that we did not get, especially in scenes with the alien. I could tell that, like, the sound design they put in was good. If we could hear more of it, it would have made the scene.
The problem
way
with
better.
the problem with our theater is that every time the door closed, someone fired a pistol right next to my goddamn ear. So that was probably the worst part.
Well,
of it.
I mean, that's just because we live in Alabama.
Yeah. Where the door closed, yow! Fucking Yosemite Sam sitting next to me. Yeah. But
Yeah, they brought in a real
Speaking-
chip when those scenes came on as an interactive theater.
Speaking of sound,
Don't want to give him a fist
I
bump
forgot
if you-
who did the score. I think he did a fantastic job.
Oh,
Super
yeah.
suspenseful, kind of crawling sounds with these really out of place little strikes. Little blink.
There was one thing that pissed me off. The first, I would say, jump scare of the film was fucking awesome. It was amazing. It was the first little alien scene.
Oh, dude.
was fucking chilling.
Everybody
it was so good.
Everybody in the theater, I looked around, everybody in the theater went, oh,
It-
like, we were, oh, shit.
And I was like, oh my god, holy shit, this is what I
Yeah.
signed up for.
Yeah.
And then they
then
went,
he
haha,
punched him.
JK. And then for
Oh my God,
three
I
different
can't.
times in the next 5 minutes, they pulled these fake jump scares just to piss you off. And it pissed me off so bad because I'm like, because now every jump scare is not going to mean anything to me, and it didn't.
Well, but they didn't really have any jump scares after that, as far as I remember.
with the bug, and then
Well, no, I
the
mean,
other
like
things.
after that
Yeah.
sequence, they didn't really rely on jump scares.
Yeah, that's true.
After that, it went from that kind of horror to really just more of a monster movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
the fear is in the very obvious invisible thing that can kill you, not in the unknown
Yeah.
or the dark.
Well, I mean, it is still kind of unknown. Whatever book it is, it's John Truby's book. He talks about how locations in different types of genres present certain different meanings. I have to go back and look exactly what they are, but that is something that I'm going to look into. The cinematography itself, not just the color style. I love, and everybody knows this here, I love these super methodical, static shots.
Yeah.
And even when they weren't, even when we had these slow panning shots, they were still very slow and, again, methodical, to use that word. That's our buzzword for the day. I'm back.
Yes.
Yeah. See? It really felt, we were in more of an observer position with the camera. But it almost made sense with that, because this creature, you have to look at it, its eyes, that's what connects it to you. And so, in the same way, we were watching their every move and waiting for them to look so that we could strike. And I think that whoever the cinematographer was for this film did a great job at kind of capturing that idea.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of their gimbal stuff that they were using. It was very disorienting to me. The stuff where they had it on dolly tracks or on sticks was fine. It looked really good, and I was a fan. But there were a lot of shots that was on like a Steadicam, and it was not very steady at all. And holy shit, I was like getting nauseous watching that. But that's me personally. But it didn't take me out of the film, other than being like, oh my god, can we just hold this a little tighter, please? Hold this camera a little harder. Monster looked really good.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was some of the best CGI I've seen in a film.
Chimp wasn't that good CGI, but
yeah, the chimp, it's crazy. Like,
it was a real chimp, so I don't know
like,
what the CGI you're talking about is, guys.
The fake animal
It was not a
did
real.
not look good.
It was
but,
not a
like,
fake chimp.
The alien looked really good.
yeah.
Okay, well, all right. Well, there you guys have it. Now you know. Oh, geez. Now you know what we think.
Yep.
And the question is this movie a nope or a yope?
I think in the Peeleography, this is a yope.
This is a yope.
Yeah.
I agree.
This is a yope, but yeah, I'd still place Get Out and Us a bit higher, but I will say this is the most. This is definitely a different Jordan Peele, a different side of Jordan
That
Peele
is
that
true.
we don't see in Get Out and Us. It's a very different movie.
Ash is calling.
What?
Why are you calling? You're in the car.
I mean,
Vlog over.
Vlog.
Come on. Yeah. Come on. Yeah.